Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 377. Anybody out there? Probably not. Until we get some notifications out.
Hiding, I'm searching, I'm loving, I'm finding love, I'm hiding, I'm searching, I'm loving, I'm finding love.
Dark side. Let the fate control your body.
It's party, everybody.
Till it's written.
Come and follow me on Twitter, guys. That's how you get notifications now.
Hiding, I'm searching, I'm loving, I'm finding love.
Hello. Hello. Good to be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. Okay. Oh, guess what I forgot to do? Yep, it's gonna play a game. Probably, let's see. So Windows 10 did an update, so hopefully everything's going to work alright. I think it's working alright. How's the audio sounding out there? Let me just do a quick check. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, it's all crackly. Hello. Yeah, it's definitely crackly. Hello. I wonder if there's a way to fix it. It's quite complicated because you got different systems under Windows. You got WDM, you got KS, and you got MME. What's that one set to? That one's set to KS. That's on that one. Oh, what they set to? Let's try. Moving up to that one. Hello. Hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Well, it sounds alright. Let's just try it for that for a time. Save settings. You probably won't be able to see this. Voice meter 21. Yes. Don't know if anyone's out there joined us yet. And plus I've got to exit this. Shut down. Should be back. Sounds a bit better. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I better get on with it. Have we got anyone out there? What's Minicam's gone and done? I thought I turned that off. So they've turned it back on again. Let's check. Is this turned off? Oh, it's still showing up. Anyway, I'll just have to put up with it. They're mucking around with the interface. A little pop-out thing, which is annoying. Anyway, I better type up the welcome message. Turn off the echo now. Yeah, I think the crackle kicks in when you do other microphones randomly, like music and stuff. Music's on different microphones. Channel, live stream. $377. More lies and UFOs. That will do for the title today. Hey, so it took a wee while to get there and on the setup, but what have we got today? I better minimize that. Actually, I just want to do a check here. I haven't mucked around with the extras for a while now. That's always the better one. Takes a while to kick in though. Yeah, it looks like it's working alright. It's always a good time to start UFO chase. Yeah. So that's still working alright. Good. So what have we got first? Right, so some of you out there seem not to understand that we switched from YouTube to Twitch. Twitch handles live streams only, but doesn't store the videos for over 2 weeks, and then it deletes them. So we have to upload them after the live show to or other video platforms that do keep the videos. BitChute being one of them. Rumble is another that we use, and Daily Motion, and a few others out there. And YouTube's like a backup channel now. Although you can still give donations via it, they still get 30% of that. But now if you use the OBS tips, I get most of the money now. But I don't get tips. Don't get any money. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to upgrade the Discord, right? And it really needs to come from the money funded through the channel, which at the moment is only like $10 a month. So it doesn't cover the basic running cost that's currently in action. Already I pay out five per month to BitChute to upgrade it to bronze, which is the lowest level, which allows me more playlists and obviously some kudos there, right? Which is good for advertising. But yeah, to upgrade Discord services, it's going to cost $10 a month, I think it is. So what to do that next? Although I don't think they're really trustworthy. So yeah, I got this comment from Dan. So on this one, let me just check. Okay, that's an old comment. Why even give this guy any concern, which is talking about Richard and Mr Dick of GUFON, who's going to rename his channel. I would like to see the Out There channel get back out there and talk about what's really out there. Unfortunately, that's now not how I always operate. My channel always started with debunking, exposing the frauds. Doesn't mean I won't be talking about UFO cases, because I do a mixed bag. But unfortunately, the UFO field is being damaged even more quickly than it was with Tyler, with a lot of crap out there. So yeah, normally it's number one is look at videos that claim to be UFOs and out fraud channels. 2 was to look at UFO cases with fresh eyes. So normally I would look at a case, because I'm not a UFO historian, and that's why I had Robert on. And I used to look at the cases from all the information I could find, from screen snapshots and measurements and that sort of stuff, and then look at it through science, you know, through blueprints, and stuff like that. Blueprints, what else? Witness statements. What we could find out there. So a lot of the older cases are really hard to find that kind of information, though. And if you ever look at some of the reports out there, they sort of conflict with each other, and that's the whole problem. Is you got to look at enough websites that seem to agree with each other, knowing they've got the right facts and links to maybe FOIA requests and that sort of stuff. So yeah, what was the next thing? Right, that wasn't it. So maybe I didn't take a snapshot of it. Okay, I'll just bring it up here. Was it on this one? Third phase, right? Okay, looks like our auto stop's not working anymore. Google done something again to stop the auto stop working, which is a bit unfortunate. Yeah, I suppose they get more ad view that way. But yeah, it was here, Dan, I liked it better when you would do the show live. Well, apparently I'm doing the show live, but no one's had joined me, right? It also quit. I think it means quite odd that I don't get the notifications anymore. Well, you won't, because we don't use YouTube anymore. And you got to join Twitch, and then you'll get email notifications. So yeah, we've been running like this for how many months now? 4 or 5 months. So it should have been embedded into the system by now that we don't use Google. Google's just a backup channel, because everybody still hangs around on Google here. But anyway, moving on. Why expose frauds? Because someone has to. That's always the question, right? I'm like the biggest one out there. Everyone said, oh, he just piggybacks off security. No, he was just the biggest noise that I had to debunk. And Third Face, I did some of theirs as well, right? And other UFO channels. Now the next level of frauds are saying, oh, he steals our stuff, he piggybacks off Third Phase of the Moon, doesn't create any of his own content. Well, that's not true. I do create a lot of content, and I expose their stuff in the meantime. So as they put it up on their video, they say, anyone out there can help us solve this one? Well, you just have to ask me and I'll solve it for you, because I'm not lazy like them. They just put it up there for clickbait, views for equals cash, right? So, yeah, why? Why indeed? Sometimes I wonder why I bother. Ufology's damaged for good, I think. Just totally forget about UFOs being real. Everybody wants to throw money at people that tell them what they want to hear. That the universe is full of aliens and they visit us every day and some are living here. That's what they want to hear. Of course, there's not much you can do about it. But anyway, but they've been caught in other lies that I'm just going to talk about. So what's first up? I probably haven't sorted it. So first up is that they're claiming to be the first to release that information about the ham radio guy. Cherry-picked a sentence that he thought a cruise missile went overhead, the pilot. And we never got to hear the full tower chit-chat, 20 minutes either side of it, right? Whether there was something that flew overhead of him. Now, as Mick Wesk has pointed out, he did a lot of calculations, UT's time, and the LearJet passed right over at that time. People were saying he had the wrong time, but everybody doesn't understand UTC times, as you have to use it on the flight radar software. And of course, these guys here claiming to be the first to release it. Well, as you know, I did a search on the web, and Third Phase didn't even come up in the first page, right? But what did come up was this website here. Which was the drive, right? And it's got the date that it was first published here as the 21st of February. Okay. And if we have a look at the video that they claim they were the first to put it out, here's that certain chain-smoking lawyer that likes to put copyright claims on you. You can see here, premiered February the 22nd, so it's a day after. So they weren't the first. So they've been caught in a lie again. And this is what they're saying. We put out 5 days ago sharing this information before anybody, which is nonsense. The same guy they interviewed was the same guy that the drive interviewed. And if you go back to the article, which will be here somewhere probably, if I still got it up. What was that one? Oh, some interesting bits I found. Maybe I haven't got the link to it. But this is what they said.
The phenomenon happening around the world. You may have seen our report that we put out 5 days ago in regards to the American Airlines close encounter with a cylindrical object. What happened after that, the world news picked it up. They claimed that it was new news, but they reported about it 3 days after the fact. We're still getting people sharing this story from people that are looking at the major news and saying, hey, third phase moon, did you see this thing about the American Airlines encounter with the cylindrical object? And then I tell them to go check out our video that we put out 5 days ago, sharing this information before anybody on the planet knew about it. So remember, when you're at third phase of moon, you're going to get the latest news first. Now,
so he copied it off the drive and didn't give him credit for it. That's basically what it boils down to. And then you got his sock puppet here, Mr. Dick.
This is the worst. These are the worst type of debunkers. There's nothing worse than a hoaxer except a debunker who hoaxes.
There's nothing worse than a GUFON. A GUFON that likes to twist the narrative his way.
And that's what Mick Wesk did. And I said a LearJet would have a transponder on it.
Duh. What do you think Flight Radar uses?
If you listen to the full recording, the pilot changes his tune, realizing he's on the publicly accessible channel, and changes cylindrical object to like a cruise missile, and then silence. They switch to a private channel. Nobody's mentioning that.
Well, if you remember about the terrorists, if you think your plane's under attack, you don't want to put it out publicly, do you? If he thought it was a cruise missile being shot at them, I remember they wrote about that back in 9/11 day. So it could happen again. So yeah, makes sense to switch from a public to a private channel to talk about it. So what's the mystery there, you know? Was it a terror attack or something else? A misidentification? But we never saw that recording at all, did we? I haven't seen any new tower chat come out or the private chat. And I suppose because it's been to a private channel, they say you have to refer to FBI, right? Because that comes under terror. So that's probably why it's been classified till they understand what it was.
Very bad research. By the way, Third Phase of Moon was the exclusive one that dropped the story, and nobody's given them credit for it. This just makes me mad. Where am I going, Mick Wesk? You got to see this, because Mick Wesk just showed an example of a LearJet and the Airbus and showed them getting smaller, as if the smaller they get, the harder they are to identify. But that's not what the pilot said. It said just flew over me. But how far was it away? We don't.
So he saw the underneath of it, right? And if you got the sun in the eyes, we don't know which direction it was and all that sort of business, where the sun was.
Oh no, but I would assume if he's calling it a cylindrical object or something that looked like a cruise missile, it was close enough for him to identify it and got his attention. If it just flew by, he would have said it flew by me to my 3 o'clock position. He said it flew over him. All right, here's me.
Well, maybe he did. We only got here cherry-picked recording from it to make it into more of a UFO story, right? To mislead people, to create more clickbait. Because they know these stories are doing pretty good at the moment, especially newspapers. They have no sort of morals. And so is fraud channels, right? But you can see this guy just fluffs around. So yeah, I posted it out on Twitter there. And of course I got the evidence here where I did some basic research to see what date the articles were published. And you can see there on what dates it was on that case. But I'll bring it up in a minute. the war drive, because I didn't want to read out the page, but you can see it's exactly the same as what they went and got the interview from the guy. They probably read the article, went to the guy and asked him to repeat it to them, so they could say it was them that sort of brought it out. Well, the guy didn't tell him, he had already told the drive. So the GUFON lying about being the first. Who cares if they're the first anyway? If someone's going to go to them thinking that they're a proper, credible UFO channel, which they're not. They think they're a news source, right? But they keep saying they're entertainment and non-experts. So why would you send it to them? Why not just send it off to MUFON to investigate it further? They would have contacts in FBI probably, NSA and all that sort of stuff. So let's see. Basically what I did when I searched it, right, is I typed in UFO New Mexico, which was New Mexico, Arizona, wasn't it? Mexico. Could say missile or cruise. Try that, and probably all the other channels, all the other newspapers, I mean. Okay, so you can see how useless Google is. Bringing up cruise ships. I'll try missile. Military has known, so something else has come out. So other people do another research, right? Military has no knowledge of commercial pilots' report of cruise missile. So we might have a quick read of that one, because that's what we don't get. We don't get updates whether a UFO case has been solved with the fraud channels. But newspapers will keep on going until they admit it's unknown or solved. Military Times. Why does it come out with that garbage? How do we get rid of that? Ad blocker, blah 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 blah. I really hate these ones trying to control you turning off ad blocker. Let's see if I can get rid of their pop-up. Probably won't allow me to scroll it though. Reload. Here we go. Do you have any targets up there? Okay, let's have a look. We just had something go right above the top of us. So this is what we hear all the time, isn't it? Told traffic controllers, but we didn't hear the reply. I hate to say it, but it looked like a long central object that almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing, really fast over top of us. That's all we hear all the time. We want to hear some other information. Following a debrief with our flight crew and additional information, we can confirm this radio transmission was from American Airlines. That we've heard all that before. The FBI is aware of reported incident. Well, our policy is to neither confirm or deny. Blah blah blah. So it's the usual things. White Sands missile range. See, that's probably why it went to a private channel. Arizona, Mexican conducted no tests on Sunday, so that's been confirmed. The range is USA Department of Defense largest full instrumented open air range. Douglas said that when the military conducts flight tests, it notifies FAA. Military can't explain what it is, what's flying out there. That's because they're not UFO investigators. Someone spamming their comments. Give me money. I'm living in India. Alright, so what else we got here? So 4 days ago. So what you do is narrow it down. Tools, anytime, past month. It's over a week now, I suppose. Yeah, so what have we got? Probably a month was too much. Well, that's useless. Hasn't even included the ones that we're just looking at. They were within 2 days. So, Google, what have you done? Past month, they should have the same searches, shouldn't it? This is how Google screwed themselves over, right? Okay, I got a typo there, so maybe that's it. But still, it should be identical to the last one. Oh yeah, here we go. They didn't want to correct it this time. 3 days, 2 days, 2 days, top story, 2 days, 2 days, 3 days, 3 days, 5 days. So we're looking for the oldest one. 3 days, 2 days, 2 days, 3 days, a bird. 4 days, 4 days, 2 days, 2 days. And you can see the old, there's no mention of third phase there. That's because Google's in bed with the big media corps. But the drive, I don't think it has come up. But that's how I found it when I first did that search, remember? It was like the first one that came up because no one else had heard of it. So Google's favouring all these other big media companies over the drive. But it's interesting just to see how they do this. How they sort of control the narrative, right? There's probably a lot better reports than mainstream media can offer too. UFO investigators out there probably got more information by now. Here we go. 5 days ago, that's the sun. But we're looking for 6 days now, I guess. Or 7, actually. It might be 7. Let's try 7. Let's see if it come up. Past week. Okay, it hasn't put... Always puts up other ones first, you see. There's probably another option. Advanced search, we probably can narrow it down. Fox News, 4 days. Here we go. The Drive, 6 days. There you go. That's the one. I'll open up separately. This is how you do research, right? I think it's the same one. Airline encounter unidentified flying object. And it's got 21st of February. There you go. And it's got exactly the same thing. Steve Douglas, an experienced radio interceptor, and the priority of Deep Black Horizon, whatever that is, told the war zone that he was recording from his arsenal of scanners when he heard the strange transmission. You mean he cherry-picked it. The war scene has reviewed over an hour of radio that Douglas has provided to us. From before and after the strange radio call, we are working on authenticating it from FAA. So where's the rest of it? Because we want to hear it. And get further information and comment from the agency on the event. We've also reached out to American Airlines. So have they updated anything here? What's that? 37,000 feet, which is not the highest. We know planes go up to 38 or higher. Okay, so they're making it more into a UFO story than there is here, because it seems strange that they haven't released more of the audio recordings. Tyler. Is Tyler working for the drive now? Tyler security. Is that where he went to? So won't be surprised, you know. So he provided us a clip for download, but why don't he provide us all of it? So we already listened to that clip. And it's useless. We want to hear what happened after. Yeah, I think I've posted this link anyway, but you can see here the dates, and on there, what's it? Antarctica was on this one. Here it is here. It's 22nd. Breaking news, right? So it's got to be the very first episode. Just happened, right? So it's definitely a day after. And both American. So if they said saying date, then you could debate whether one was a few hours ahead of the other one. But yeah, the drive report. Now Mick Wesk has started a big fight on his Twitter. I don't know if UFOofinterest has updated anything. Let's have a look. He normally shares Mick Wesk stuff. So, what if the American Airlines flight was close encounters of the third kind, air traffic control? Okay, side by side. So he's put up something else here since we last looked. And let's play that. What's it doing? One plane coming in, one plane.
Had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object that almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast that went right over the top of us.
I'm not too sure what it's trying to show us here.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object that almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast that went right over the top.
The maps don't quite line up, do they? Let's see.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object that almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast that went right over the top of us.
Okay, so the map's not quite lined up here, but that looks like zoomed in a wee bit more on the right here. That looks like the top of that there,
Up here, we just had something go right over
and the edge of that there.
I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object that almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast that went right over the top of us. Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object that almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast that went right over the top of us.
Yeah, well, it's not really a good explanation, is it? So what else we got here? It looks like it's they're trying to match up the radio call out with the flight path, right? And doesn't say what the altitudes were, does it? Maybe it does. It's too small to read it. This one was a better one, I thought, but it doesn't tell you the altitudes, right? Here's the airplane coming. There's the LearJet, plus right over top, bang. So you've seen it on a slight angle according to that transponder. So you're not going to see the wing because it's going to be merged in with the side. But he's looking upwards and underneath. It doesn't give us any indication which way the sun is either. But it's at 7 PM GMT time, so you have to convert that to American time. Did it say in the article? It looks like I might have had it up here after all. I already had it up. Got it up twice. I didn't see it before. Okay, so it's good to repeat the search so people can see how I found it. But did they mention the time of the recording? Tyler, what's his name? Rogo Way. Interesting name. Okay, so what time have we got? I don't remember seeing any times. We've got speed, we've got altitude. So one's at 36,000 feet there, it says. So that means the other one must have been 37,000 feet separation. Approximately 1:19 GST. Which then you're going to convert to UTC time. What's that, Central Standard Time? So that's in night time, is it? Or is it afternoon? Damn, I wish I put PM and AM on things. Is that 24-hour format? What time was it? Have to be in the daytime because you wouldn't see it otherwise, would you? What's that convert to? It converts it to New Zealand or Christchurch time. So it's got to be in the afternoon, isn't it? CS time to Eastern. Okay. And what's it to Pacific then? Yeah, that's right. They normally get the darkness first, don't they? So what's the other one? Pacific time, California. Is at night time. So how much would you see of a plane flying overhead then? Eh? It's not like it's full in the brightness of the day. So that sort of changes it. What did Mick Wesk say on it? I don't know why we have to keep revisiting the same old crap, but until it goes away, until people are satisfied, I suppose, so it's been explained. What else we got? What Mick Wesk stuff? I thought you had a link to it. Didn't know there were so many Mick Wesks. Oh, here it is. Okay, what's he got to say? Okay, we got something else pop out here. Oh no. Now that was old stuff from university days, seeing in the motorcycle thing. Still talking about it today. Looks like people were attacking them. Goalposts moving. And if you knew anything about the subject, instead of pretending, you would automatically know that it's par for the course in alien third of the kind encounters for the witness to see different things. Okay, what else we got here? Okay. One of the more common fallacies I see is the assumption that if someone is not saying the truth, they must be lying. They can also be honest but mistaken. In GUFON's case, there's a bit of both, I think. He knows he's lying, and he's mistaken quite a lot of the time. So what else we got? I think your theory is correct after looking at the flight path in 3D. Okay, let's have a look. We saw it was coming down to land at the airport, so what's it meant to be doing? Is that the plane? There it goes. Cruise missile, here it comes. So they're using software here off the transponders to track how far away it would have been. And you can see the LearJet, you just can't see any of the wings. I wonder if we can zoom in a bit more. But then it's late at night though, isn't it? There you go. So there's a lot of people looking into it, right? I think that's pretty good. I'll post this thing so you can have a look on your big screens. 3D view of how the pilot would see it. So what's the other times? Okay, we need to go back one. Okay, there's the different sizes, and we saw these ones at the end. What's how big it was on the 3D thing? Really small. You can't see no details, right? So yeah, good comparison there. Cruise missile with a plane. I don't know why they hasn't mixed so much. And there's another example from a cockpit, and we've seen several of these before with Utah, where it turns out to be a LearJet passing by. But the frauds want to keep telling you it's UFOs. That one I did analyse, didn't I? Yep. You could see it tapered off at the end, and you could see it like it had a tail fin. And I think this is the one where he first posted it, is it? Okay, let's have a quick look at that one. And you can see he's got a lot of responses. People... a lot of responses. Some helping him suss it out. Some arguing. There's Tyler. Row go away. The drive. What's he got to say? Past 8 miles away, 4,000 feet above. Here we go. We've got some information finally. Talked to a few pilots. They can't imagine these guys would mistake a LearJet doing something they all see all the time. But they do make mistakes, I'm afraid. It should have shown on TCAS. Would have had it. The timing is off base on the limited information we have, but that could be changed. Yeah, so the time that the guy claims may have been after the fact, right? We don't know when they called it in. Why isn't this open and shut case? Still waiting on FAA. If it was a LearJet, why wouldn't AAL just say it? Well, we didn't hear all the recordings. I assume he has, though. All this being said, this could turn out to be a case of misidentification and a number of contributing factors. Absolutely. Hopefully we will get the whole picture very soon. Still hasn't happened. Bottom line, people are fallible. Even the best witnesses can get it wrong. Yep. That 3D thing does sort of make it prove to me that how the pilot could be mistaken. Not true. The FBI investigates all kinds of in-air encounters and sightings. Drone activity in airports. Jetpack guy, LAX. That's true. So, what's he answering to? Because this is where Twitter's terrible. It should have like a tree structure. A proper tree structure. It's a right mess. It really is. Well, the guy just told you above what the information was. 4 miles different. It's quite a fair distance. The time is, what's he saying here? That in the Drive article, the hour mentioned is 1:19 CST, not 19 hours. The time is UTC, ATC, 120 is 13:20 plus 6 hours to get it to ATC gives 19:19 LearJet crossover was 8 to 9 minutes earlier. Okay, so that's right. He obviously reported it after, not exactly. He probably was seeing whether he should report it or not. You know, the pilots don't like to report UFOs, right? And you can see how he worded it. So did he think fly over us on the radar? And we didn't hear the reply on that. But then if it's 9 minutes after, he didn't say, did he think fly over us 9 minutes ago? Because that would change it completely, right? But then again, can the air traffic controller wind it back 9 minutes to see if something did fly over him? I don't know what sort of facilities they got there, whether they're overloaded and too busy to do that sort of stuff at the time. So, yeah. Still doesn't tell us if it was evening or not. Had to be at night time, didn't it? So that makes it even harder to see. From what I can understand, anyway. According to that, both Eastern and Pacific times are in darkness, so that means in the middle of America's got to be also in darkness. CS time to Arizona, is it? Arizona. And it does look like it's at night time. And a cruise missile wouldn't be lit up, would it? So that makes the whole thing different. Try New Mexico. So only planes light themselves up. Cruise missiles wouldn't be lit up. Mexico. And would a UFO be lit up? You know, UFO would certainly would be lit up. There you go. 20 past 12 a.m. Saturday. We don't. It's so it's Sunday here, so it's converting it back to Saturday. But that's not what we really care what day it is. We just want to know what time it is. So yeah, they just sort of change it. So what are some of these other ones saying here? "4 days ago, not denying possible UFO. Aware 2 days ago. Not sure if there's anything else here that I've added. No. But you got to remember, America did a strike on Syria. Yeah, I hate that. I really hate these people trying to force you to remove your ad blocker stuff. I refuse to do that. 16 hours ago, let's have a look. Still repeating the same garbage around, I suppose, and not adding to it. Oh, advertising on it. Here we go. Looks like using ad blocker. Stuff you then. We don't care. And we don't want ads. Normally I would have the shield on, but it's not working anymore. Most of them detect it now. But so far, none of them actually said what time of night it was. And it's definitely after midnight, right? And you ain't going to see much at that time. Changes it all, right? They're all jumping on it, so they're getting lots of clicks, right? Money making. So it's all the same sort of garbage being repeated here. $16 hour ago. Only just catching up. What was that one? Inquirer. Government didn't detect it on radar. Okay, that's some new information. But if they got the wrong time, 9 minutes difference changes it. Still got oh, here we go. They got PM. So that changes it, doesn't it? Is it actually PM? So what was Google assuming? That it was 24 hours, I guess. Let's see. New Mexico. Yeah, that sort of changes it. Lunchtime. Okay, so that would have been full sunlit in that case. So it does make a difference. So if you don't put PM on it, converts it to AM. See, this is a problem. Of course, the drive didn't have it, did they? They didn't put PM or anything, did they? No. See? Misleading. This is why we do research live, you see. So that sort of now sort of makes it more viable that you would see a white thing moving through the sky. But then again, we've got no information what color it was. You see, this thing is they need to go and get to that pilot and interview him. How big did it look like to you from where you were? Like a few dots in the sky. Okay. Not many comments on it. So what was it about the radar? released a statement confirming that the pilot of the flight indeed reported it. I really know that. So you can see the drive reported it the same day, February the 21st, right? Third phase, their premiere was 22nd of February. Why wouldn't they just get on air straight away? If they were the first to get the information, I'd say they're liars. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Okay. So it's the same information. Nothing about white sands there. Where's the statement about the radar? I can't see any statement about the radar there. The MP3 file, which we've already listened to. Saying quote. Here we go. A pilot reported seeing an object. Air travelers did not see any object in the area on their radar scopes. Yeah, but that was at the wrong time though. As you can see, when we looked on the map, there was nothing even close to it after 9 minutes. It's gone by already. So that's misleading. Anyway, better move on, I guess. Enough on this nonsense. They weren't the first. That's nonsense. So, talking about cruise missiles, I found this here. Helicon unveils its first anti-ship cruise missile at DEX 2021. What's that really mean though? HAS 250 is a UAE designed and developed surface-to-surface cruise missile. Designed and developed capability traveling at speed of 0.8 Mach with the range of 250 kilometers. During a terminal phase, it can fly towards its target at the sea shimmering altitude of below 5 miles. Yeah, but what's so special about that? I thought they could do that anyway. Engineered to provide the highest performance. Surface-to-surface cruise missile. I just don't understand what's so special about it. And I reckon it's this year. They probably want to test it out on Syria, probably. That's probably why they're mentioning it. This makes everything sound more plausible now why they want to attack Syria, because they want to test out their new toy to see what it can do. And of course that feeds money into the elite pockets, right? The people that make these billion-dollar toys for the government. No, they don't care if it's killing people. Even the wrong people. So that's on Arab News Channel, is it? First anti-ship cruise missile. I thought they could sink ships with cruise missiles anyway. Makes you wonder if they see it coming over the sea though. Okay, let's close that. Okay, so what have we got here? Something else I found. Air Force about to make first hypersonic missile flight. So this again is only this week, 21st, after recent failure. Now, Trump was saying last year that theirs could go 5 times faster than enemies. So maybe it has a few teething problems. Rapid response weapon will make its first all-up flight within the next 7 days. Again, it's funny how the Syria war thing went down, and suddenly we're getting all these reports here about new weapons being tested, especially missiles, or missiles, depending on what country you're in. We actually have hardware built and are getting ready for our first booster flight test next week. So I wonder if anyone will see it as a UFO then. Lockheed Martin's into it. Here we go. So the December failure. Chalking it up to dumb mistakes. There you go. Checklist. This is definitely what Trump was talking about. We need to get it right the first time. Duh. Especially if it costs millions of dollars. So what's hypersonic? Anything over 5 Mach 5, right? How are we doing for time? Time's flying on. Okay, speaking about the arrow. Follow on air briefing system, the hypersonic attack cruise missile. Okay, so is that the same thing we read just before? But they only said it did 0.8 Mach, which is not hypersonic. I can put 20 of these on a bomber. Maybe more. These guys just love war. And they just like create weapons to kill. Hypersonics has been an evolutionary approach over time. I suppose if it goes very fast, it's very hard to shoot it down, right? That's really why they're trying to make it faster. Put atomic bomb warhead on it. Whammo! There's nothing you can do. Are we coming up to 100-year war, guys? Was Nostradamus right? Did you ever see my Mar Bust episode? Well, this is playing straight into it, I reckon. I'll get to that next. But yeah, Marbus, I'll just play a little clip of it. Because a lot of people didn't bother watching it. And I think Marbus, when you read the quote from Nostradamus, he says that the Antichrist will come after Marbus. He doesn't say Marbus is Antichrist. And everybody thought it was going to be Hillary, and then they thought it was going to be Iran, North Korea, Trump. Now we got Biden. Marbus. This one here. Now, just bring up the quote if it's on the screen. and I guess a Sikh is like a, depending if you're in America. Okay, where's the quote? You may have heard of Nostradamus. He was a Sikh in the old days, a French physician, visions of the future. Okay, where's the quote? Then. Okay, so who is Mabus? Okay, I'll just zoom into that. So this is the quote from Nostradamus. Mabus will soon die. So it's not saying Mabus is Antichrist. Then, after he, she, or it dies, so they're trying to keep it to agenda free there, will come a horrible undoing of people and animals. That sounds pretty bad, doesn't it? That almost sounds like C-19 virus. At once, one will see vengeance, 100 hands, thirst. So 100 hands is talking about years. Thirst, famine, when the comet will pass. Okay, so could the comet be one of these hypersonic missiles or a nuclear warhead? Might not mean talking about a comet as such, but what he saw in a vision may look like a comet, right? And back in his lifetime, they didn't have such weapons or rockets. No one knew what a rocket was. They probably saw fireworks, right? Sky rockets, maybe, from Chinese. So, 100-year war. I think we're in the time period now. Everything's sort of coming together. But what's really interesting is I looked a bit more into it, right? And I thought, well, who is Mabus then? Who's he referencing here? And this is when I got this idea that it's actually two names, and the two names are Obama and Bush. And did he actually see that on a poster with the two presidents, or on like a maybe the wall of the White House where they got them next to each other on a picture frame? Also be that the election. You notice they do these simple hand signs as well. They all seem to do it. Right. And there's Mabus, Obama and Bush. If you saw that on a poster in a vision, and then you see this hypersonic missile blowing up the world. Or starting famine, right? Nuclear holocaust. That would cause famine. Forget about the virus. We got more scary things to worry about. But you guys did vote for Biden. So whoever voted for him, you're to blame. Google included. If this happens. But what's interesting is this clip here, which is the speech from Obama played backwards. And it does sound like he's saying, "Thank you, Satan." So who would have thought, yes you can, sounds like "thank you Satan" backwards. I suppose it depends on the accent and the speed of what you say it. But also do a Bush one here. If you've not seen it, go and watch it. Also, there's a whole list of demons I put at the end here. And it's hundreds of demons. Demon names. Hundreds, literally hundreds. Some of them you would have heard of. Best not to mention their names. You're not meant to talk about their names out loud. But you get one on the board called ZO repeated. and all that sort of business. If you're a bit superstitious about paranormal and demons, you're not meant to mention their names. I'll paste it out here anyway. My bus. Fear mongering. But I just thought it was really interesting what I found out anyway. And of course that's back a few years now. And you can see you've got 7 downvotes, which will be religious people, of course. I'm not religious. So I've changed it from, is it Rocket Man, which was North Korea at the time, to Biden file. So yeah. And that was back in July 2017. Okay. But yes, just interesting how we got all this sort of stuff sort of coming together now. America's is back to normal. Otherwise, it's back to being a warmonger. Unfortunately, and it puts the whole world at risk. Thank you, Satan. Okay, so what's the next bit? It was them talking about something new. Okay, yeah, that's right. I'll just get my head around it. So I'm not too sure how much I can do here. Oh yeah, I probably could finish off this stuff. I was going to do MUFON cases, but I might be able to do something tomorrow or the next day, depending how I feel. I feel pretty crap today. Thank you, Satan. Making me feel crap. So let's see. Let's play this and we'll go over it. Okay, let's talk about that stupid report still.
In the rounds, we received it from the Hidden Underbelly. It's in regard.
Okay, Hidden Underbelly is one of these fraud channels, right? So there's some white dots on the screen here. I kind of remember a couple of years ago that UFOofinterest did have something similar with white dots moving past the plane, and I believe it was done with CGI, and the thing were called Donuts, which were 2 German guys. I don't think it's something on the sea that they're claiming, like boats, but unless you can...
a flight from Bangkok to New Delhi, and it was captured.
To me, it looks like it's passing over the clouds.
A few years ago.
See here, you can see it moving over the clouds.
But for some reason, it's
almost looks like it's on the window.
Making the rounds now. So we just wanted to look at it just very quickly before we get to new.
Looks like a load of spots on the window, but these ones look a bit suspect. You can see the spots on the window.
UFO footage that has been coming into third phase of moon. So what's going on with this flight? We see a lot of lights, orbs beneath the commercial airliner.
See here, these clouds are moving at the same speed as the white dots, right?
Some people are
see that? It's got to be CGI.
Speculating that it's a fleet of UFOs, but when I'm looking at it, I'm not exactly sure. What I'm thinking I'm seeing is that it could be reflections from the Bay of Bengal. So it could be maybe boats, reflections, maybe the sun's just hitting.
Looks so fake. But then we got motion blur added in here as it's moving the camera. How can you get a reflection of clouds moving with the white dots?
And you see these.
See all these this layer of clouds here is moving with the dots.
Gleams of light up on the bay. I could be wrong, but this is my speculation. I got Brent with me. What's your thoughts on this video? Yeah, when I first saw this, I was kind of like, maybe I've seen this before, but then again, I'm looking at it now for the first time, kind of with an open mind. And then again, these are orbs in my own sense. That's what they seem to look like. But then again, I was kind of leaning towards what you're thinking, Blake. Could these be just boats on the ocean water? Maybe they had some...
You can see they're not boats because the clouds are moving at speed.
sort of like maybe...
Which is kind of strange. If it's on the windows, those clouds shouldn't be on the windows.
Maybe they had some sort of huge boat day, some event that had all these ships out in
There's got to be several layers of video here, I think.
the water that kind of...
Okay, we can see it bending upwards there. Does it sort of... Is there a tracking right?
Some event that had all these ships out in the water that kind of presented itself in the perfect light of the day. I'm still thinking, could these be up in the air? And if they were, these are the orbs that have been seen around the planet on a daily basis. And I hope they are. Absolutely. The big question, are these lights on the surface of the water or actually hovering in the air? And if it's hovering in the air and there's a fleet of orbs like this, well, there's something very...
You can see it's not on the ocean.
unusual in this flight from Bangkok to New Delhi. Now, I received this video from John Graff. He lives in Los Angeles.
Okay, so yeah, it needs a bit more analysis on that one, but still, I'm pretty sure we've seen it before. Orbs seen from jets. Let's see if we can find something. New Delhi. What was the other location? I don't expect us to find it, but you never know. This can be orbs from Spirit World. Nope. UFO, try that. Not too many searches. 2 days ago, that's a stupid cruise missile. Yeah, I don't know. Blue UFO. Or that one. Taiwan. What's that one? Looks very similar, doesn't it? Is that the same one? Is it sort of been repackaged saying the wrong location? Okay, let's see. February the 7th. Could it be the same footage? Looks like the same, doesn't it? Let's see, what's it saying? MUFON? There's a MUFON case then. Scott C. Warren, there we go. You know it's got to be fake in that case, or misidentified. The video was later analysed by popular conspiracy theorists. He couldn't analyse anything, that guy. He's just a con man. Taiwan, after analysing footage, one assured that the clip could be proof of aliens. Of course, that's what he says every time. Foo Fighters. Here we go. Pakistani. That sounds like New Delhi, doesn't it? Okay. Didn't tell us anything. We wanted the MUFON case number, I suppose. But then again, they don't tell us if it's been solved. Went viral, so that's why it's on third phase. So how do these people get so much exposure, the frauds? Why haven't we got credible people saying, oh yeah, we looked at it and determined it to be a fake, you know? So have they got the video or not? So there's no link to video. It keeps bringing up this stupid thing. It's just a picture, isn't it? So hang on, maybe there is. What's it doing? Oh, here we go. Is it the same video, different angle? It looks like it, doesn't it? Because we had the window around. So why can't we see the windows? They've been cropped. Can we see the edge of the window at the bottom there? Looks like it might have been cropped, is it? Or is it just like another recording by someone else on the same trip? But they're going in the wrong direction, they're not going away. Well, that's very confusing then. Okay, so might need to get some more information on that one. So it says Taiwan here. Could it be like two jets or the same thing? Or has someone taken this one and made a fake one up after? Because it's now... what time did it come out? Premiered 7 hours ago, 17 hours ago. So it came out not long ago, 27th. This could be someone that's made a fake to go with this one here. Okay. Let's see what else we got. I think it'd be reported everywhere if it was that big news, right? If more than one passenger would have filmed it, especially with that amount of lights in the sky, must be more than one person with a camera on board and a side passenger thing, right? Doesn't seem to add up. Let's type in Taiwan. So let's put that one up to the top here. IB times, what's that, Indian? What else we got? RNZ. But that's not the same thing. Chinese planes Buzz Island. Ah, okay, could it have been 18 jets they saw? Okay, let's have a look at that one. Could have been jets flying along. Although they're not the right colour. Now that one is it's talking about Taiwan. So they might have been watching some of these jets. What time was that though? Was that the same time? Oh, that's last year. Was that even coming up in the searches? That's how ridiculous it is. Oh right, yeah, it's 2020. It's not even the same time frame. Okay, let's keep on going. Taiwan reports large inclusion by Chinese warplanes. So there you go. It's in that war zone area, right? And it's that was January, a week before. F-16 fighter jets were seen flying next to Chinese H-6 bomber. Okay, so that could explain it. Those white dots might be planes further down. Need to get rid of that one. But this is the sort of thing you've got to do. You've got to research things, see if you come up with other reports. That sort of gives you the aha moment. That's last year as well. Last year. So what we need to do is use this again and narrow it down. Let's see, past week. That sort of misses it, doesn't it? Past month. Okay, so here we go. Got that one at the top again. 8 hours ago, fighter jets flying over Phoenix. China dispatched fighter aircraft across the Taiwan Strait hours after 8 US transport planes flew. There you go, there's a lot happening over there. There's going to be lots of UFO sightings, I say. Qantas frequent flyer 4 days ago. What's that got to do with it? NASA. So there's my keywords. Orbs. Maybe just narrow it down. UFO. But then I'll get rid of the fighter jets probably. So that one's at the top still. NASA. And of course we got UFO Sightings Daily, which is Scott C. Warren. Of course he's going to be on his page. Earth Sky. Nope. So as soon as you put UFO in, everything disappears, right? You can see just one change of a word changes what we can find out, what's happening around about that same period. And it does sound like it could be a lot of military jets. Let's have a look at it again. They would be flying in formation and they wouldn't be moving much, and that's basically what was happening. So how are we looking at this?
I'm still thinking, could these be up in the air? And if they were, these are the orbs that have been seen.
Okay, so which clouds are above and which ones are below?
Around the planet on a daily basis, and I hope they are. Absolutely. The big question, are these lights on the surface of the water or actually hovering?
There's quite a lot of these things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. I see on the screen. There could be some up here too. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. And they're sort of blending in.
In the air, and if it's
still could be CGI.
hovering in the air and there's a fleet of orbs like this, well, there's
See how that cloud is moving
something very
exactly the same speed.
unusual.
It's definitely over top of these ones, so it's higher above these clouds here.
In this flight from Bangkok to New Delhi. Now, I received this video from John.
So they don't do anything with it, do they? No information, date, time, flight number, all that sort of information is vital, right? Could it be a bunch of just balloons? It's very possible. But why is it moving at the same speed as the clouds?
On graph.
Let's just go back a bit again. So it doesn't look like the same one as the Taiwan one though. What? Sounds like the same flight though. Bangladesh. How do we spell it? Bangladesh, is it? So that's how you say it? Is that how you spell it? Let's see. Bangladesh. Is it Taiwan or what? South Asia? It's in the right area, isn't it? Or Taiwan? Let's bring it up on the map. Map. Oh, gone too far again. Map. There we go. There it is. Okay, let's zoom out. This is how we learn. There's Thailand. Where's Taiwan? Okay, it's a fair distance away. Very interesting, because it had the same sort of lights, didn't it? The same blobs. But it was going in the wrong direction. So, we don't know what date it was, whether it's on the same day or not, but the air currents would probably travel that distance straight across. See, it's parallel to it. They'll just simply glide across that way. And there wasn't so many orbs in the other second video, right? So does that sort of confirm the other video is genuine? Perhaps the orbs will go in this way. But then it is next to India. China. Definitely going to be a lot of planes flying around. Anyway, I don't think we could do much more with that one. But at least we had an initial look at it. Like I said, donuts. I'm not sure if they've still got stuff up there. Donuts. German brothers. Let's see what they've got. People do recycle stuff, right? Let's try CGI. So it's giving us a lot of crap results again. UFO. Not too many results. Okay, back to the cruise missile one again. How's the audio sounding? Is it still going alright? Let me just check. Hello? Hello? Sounds alright to me, but you never know. Oh yeah, what have we got here? It's not going to come up, is it? Aha. That does look like some images they would make. I think they got something in front of the name, XXX or something. Let's see, does that narrow it down? I've got something popping up here. Probably better find them on UFO interest. Oh, here we go. That's them. Let's have a look. Okay. Oh yeah, they're the ones that did the horseshoe one. CGI one and the TR3B ones. Yep, that's them. What else we got here? Uh, 4 million views. Been around since 2011. They haven't said the location. Can't see a location. That's pretty bad. Channels. Videos. Yeah, so we've got the dots going plus window. Here's one. Let's have a look. Feels like it's on the ground. Don't see anything. What are we meant to be seeing? Oh, here we go, little dots. Ah, right, they're spinning around. It's really faint CGI added to it to make it more believable. Okay, one airplane. What have we got here? See, look at that one. I'll post a link to it so you can have a look, actually. It's just crazy that what some people actually watch, you know. They got lots of views on these. 4 million views. I've had 3 ads. That would be like 20,000. They would get like $10,000 from this US. So it's probably worth doing, you see. Donuts. CGI fakers. But yeah, we're trying to find an airplane one. I'm pretty sure they did do one, but they may have deleted it. Who knows? Looks like they've done quite a few. With white dots, you see. White dots just seem to be their thing. And obvious fakes. Bugs. Yeah, obvious fake there and there. Let's see. Pilots, plane, jet. Type jet. I think I didn't type it in right, did I? Oh, yeah. So what do we got? Los Angeles. Here we go. We've got white dots here. UFOs over Germany. $96 likes on it. Sounds like the same car effect as we heard on the other video, right? We're using the same video, different part on the video, right? So busted straight away just on the sound. Recycled sounds. Pilots, Arizona. Cambridge, England. Unfortunately, I can't see the one we're looking for. Could be there. Here it goes. Let's have a look at that one. It's got the same window. And we got these white dots again the other direction though. No motion blue, you see. You can see how easy it is to do it. So yeah, as the other one, CGI could be. You have to look at frame by frame. I'll let someone else do that. But yeah, that's what I was looking for. But that's not the video exactly I was after. I was looking for the formation one. Maybe it was section 51 that did it. Maybe not these guys. But you can see how easy it is to do white blobs, right? They use it quite a lot. Yeah, let's move on. So next one. I did see some motion thing, but normally CGI people don't do that unless they're really into it. So it still doesn't rule it out, right? They still could have spent the extra time trying to create, as the camera moves, to create some motion blur. But the thing is, I think we only see the dots blur in, not the clouds, right? The clouds should also have some blur.
So it could be maybe boats, reflections, maybe the sun's just hitting and you see these gleams of light up on the bay. I could be wrong, but this is my speculation. I got Brent with me. What's your thoughts on this video? Yeah, when I first saw this, I was kind of like, maybe I've seen this before, but then again, I'm looking at it now for the first time.
You can see this is bouncing up and down. What is bouncing up and down? If the camera's bouncing up and down, so these should be going up and down too.
I'm kind of with an open mind. And then again, these are orbs in my own sense. That's what they seem to look like.
See how it bounces up and down? It's got to be CGI.
But then again, I was kind of leaning towards what you're thinking, Blake. Could these be just boats on the ocean water? Maybe they had some sort of huge boat day.
Okay, I can't stand listening to that guy talking garbage. Okay, so we can see it's bouncing up and down. And we're not seeing it translated in the picture. It looks almost like it's been added to the video, right? Whereabouts do we see the motion blur though? It was here somewhere. Where they turn into streaks instead of dots. Why can't I see it now? Maybe it happens only in a few frames. So look, here we go. So the camera's being moved that direction. So we'd expect to see all the dots and clouds also. Oh, hang on. I'm on full screen. Damn. Let's see, if I step it frame by frame, we might be able to see what's going on here. There you go. Suddenly it's they're all sort of blurred, stretched. Stretching again. Stretching again. So we want some really good. Here we go. So the camera's moving upwards slightly and they're stretching. but the clouds are not. Right, only the dots are stretching. It doesn't sort of make any sense, does it? Can't see any of the clouds sort of stretching upwards. There we go, look, really stretching now. But the clouds look the same. If that's in the whole picture, we'd expect the whole thing should be stretching, even the window here. And the window's constant, see? That's CGI. Look at the stretches on that one there. And that cloud didn't stretch. I'll just keep on that cloud. And it's going the other direction now. It's a layer of two or three images. And you notice I cropped out the window frame now. Now you can see this stretching again. Slight movement. And then they snap back into place. It's got to be CGI. Okay, let's move on. Leave you guys to maybe find out more on that one.
Thoughts on this video? Yeah, when I first saw this, I was kind of like, maybe I've seen this before, but then again, I'm looking at it now for the first time. He's not too happy about what's going on over Los Angeles. He recorded this. And
so that's obviously just a plain contrail, right? In fact, looks like it could be a 4-engine one. Look at the size of the contrail. So 4 engines creating crystals in the air, right? Can expand quite big. So let's see. Contrails. I suppose I should be wrapping up soon though. We'll just finish it up. Who cares how long it's going to take? Contrails for engines. Let's have a look. We might not be able to get the sunset ones, but might be able to get something similar. There you go, look. Look how big that sucker is, right? So if you get the wrong angle, here's another one that's fairly big. You can see the 2 here, but it'll be a 4-engine job probably. There's another one. 2 engines either side. And as that expands, I suppose we ain't got a big picture. As that expands, it'll probably join together there. And they get really big. And if you've got it on the right angle, of course it's going to merge it. Another one that's quite big, but it's got gaps in it. Just trying to find one, if we can find one that's big. And there's another one that's fairly big, but it's not joined together. That one's a fairly wide one there, look. Alright. And if it breaks down about that point there, you'd see that's identical to the other one we're looking at, so far it's not sunset lit. So yeah, why they're putting garbage up like that, I don't know. Just to fill it in, I guess. How long was the video? 21 minutes, so they're probably adding some extra ads on it. Because I've got ad blocker, so we don't know. But it says up here normally, doesn't it? Where is the ad blocker? Normally tells you how many it's blocking. 13 possible ads tracking stuff on there. So I don't know how many of those would be ads that they've put in. Normally it would put little things on the line here, you know, like little markers. If I do like a 2 hour plus one, I normally stick 4 or 5 ads broken up throughout it. But you got no control over what type of ads. You can't just say just do a banner ad down the bottom here or up the top here. You can only you can't limit it. They can still show video ads during the middle, which is kind of annoying. You can't turn it off. That's because Google knows the video ads are the ones that pay, right?
He's very disturbed.
Probably remote, I would imagine.
Listen up. All right, now let's go to Mount Sidley. We got more incredible Google imagery coming in from the Antarctic, and what we're about to
Okay, what did they... Alright, coming up. Okay, this one's ridiculous. This is from GUFON, looking at their old videos.
share with you. I think it's the first time you've seen it, and you've seen it right. Some kind of shadow that extends for quite some distance. What is it? We're not exactly sure. We're kind of speculating here, but right now it does seem unusual in this tower-shaped formation. Is out of place. Yeah, notice a elongated shadow. How big is this dome creating this spire of shadow? And notice the colors. You got.
Yeah, so straight away, if you have a look at other rocks, that rock there, it's a lot smaller, but see how long the shadow is. It's in proportion to this one here. Obviously, this is a bigger rock, so it's casted a bigger shadow. But all the shadows are lined up there, and you're not saying these are buildings or monoliths or whatever they want to say they're saying on here. To me, that looks like a chunk of rock here, same as those, and it's got some ice around it that hasn't melted. You can see here it's the same sort of stuff, some ice. That's because it's probably in the shadow and it hasn't melted. Right, it's in the cooler part to the direction of the sun.
Got like a copper tone and even a shine of gold.
The moon, and here we are in Antarctica, and we see this, I don't know, copper top looking thing, object. Maybe it's a dome or it's some sort of rock that landed in Antarctica and created this pretty tall
Yeah, it's just, you can see here how they colorized it. You see how they patched it. I keep telling you that it's made up of multiple images over different days. And you can see how blurry this is compared to all the high res ones I've added to it since. But they've stitched together lots of different images. It's copper tone. It's just garbage, really. It's out of focus there, and that altitude there.
shadow of itself.
Look, all the patching. Different days, different years, and they're just trying to build it up from 1,000 feet or whatever.
And it looks like the same type of thing we saw sitting.
So it's probably all white here, but they was overcast when they took the picture, right?
In the crater of the moon. The copper top looking, watch this. Here they
So it's all misdirection again, misleading, yeah. Let's skim past that one. We're zooming in a bit more. Here's this idiot, Jaime. Does it look like someone you would trust? Come on, kid, get in the car. I've got some sweets for you.
In this region of Antarctica is still a mystery. Hopefully we could get there and find out exactly what that massive tower is. But now I wanted to share this special report that Jaime Maussan out of Mexico wanted to share an incredible image or video.
Hey, countryman, I didn't see you there. What's up? I'll be sure to catch what I missed later. Yeah, you say that, but you're probably full asleep. It's more of a research one, this one. We're looking at videos and trying to figure it out, because we haven't got any information from these guys here. To me, again, we're looking at a tic-tac, which obviously was seen in the past, turned out to be plane at a distance, so you don't see the wings. And of course, it looks like it's a TV station cam, which we know is generally time-lapsed. So it looks like it's probably moving faster than what it is, so just keep playing.
That was captured during a news event. It was shooting live and this happened. We're looking at it and it looks incredible. A metallic flying disc at a high rate.
So you notice Stratton putting ideas in your head saying it's a metallic disc. Well, it looks like a white cylindrical object to me. A cruise missile.
Rate of speed appears during live television broadcasting.
In fact, it looks like it's turning there. It looks like a plane that's now banked a wee bit. Notice this, the length of it changed. Often you get these flies that move in front of the camera, but generally they turn out to be black and not necessarily white. Or you get seagulls, of course, but I don't see any flapping movement here.
Approximately
Looked like it was coming towards them, then turned a wee bit.
60 million people at the time.
Here it comes.
And then apparently a lot of people noticed it. They called up the news.
So we got parallax movement. Looks like the camera's moving and also the plane is moving. So it looks like it's going faster than what
News
it really
station
is.
said, hey, take a look. There's something that flew behind the report.
So this is where you use the apps, guys. And these guys that do reports on UFOs, they never bring up flight radar and say, there you go, this is the time of the news reports. There's no planes in the sky or helicopters. It's very misleading, really bad of them to do that. So we got parallax here. It's bound to be a LearJet probably, just like the other one that we talked about at the start.
Reporter's head. We don't know what it is. We're doing a little bit of analyzation and
Analyzation. How about some anal probing? I wonder what bars Blake Cousin hangs out at. Does he go to the Alien Inn? Have a gay time?
Maussan says he doesn't know what it is either. He says it's one of the best flying discs ever captured, and to have it been captured during a
Look how far away it is from the camera too.
live event, live Mexican.
It looks like a plane to me. Honestly, if I were to guess, the thing size of a car, probably just a Cessna. Yep, could be a Cessna, a Piper plane. But it kind of looks like it's moving faster than a prop plane. That's my thing. I think it might be a LearJet. But again, this is where you need to use the software and to analyze it, right? My stats have been saying 1 viewer all this time. Should be saying 2 now. I think these Twitch stats are terribly wrong, but there's not much I can do about it. What I would normally do is pick the best frame out of that sequence.
In television, broadcast
see if I can enhance it. See if there's
nationally,
any
and
shape
everybody's
to a LearJet or a plane. But you can see here, unless you zoom right in, which you're not doing, right, because it gives off too much information. To me, that looks like a plane.
seeing it at the same time.
And yeah, I think we can see a tail fin. And we got some motion blur. See that there? It's gone to motion blur. But I think before the end there, you could see a tail fin. But anyway, we're going to probably analyze it because we're running out of time here.
Impressive. Brett, your thoughts here?
Yeah, I'm really happy to be working with Jaime. We've been kind of collaborating over the past couple months, and
yeah, all the frauds hanging out together, making lots of money off these gullibles out there. Thank you very much for your money. And let's move on a bit. Okay, this is the next one here, which is fairly obvious to me what it is. So, I think it was the air show, Trump's air show. I'll just get the end of it.
You guys need to look at this again. Rich, show us. 2 Air Force pilots. A possible close encounter of some bizarre, strange aircraft in the background. We're going to be doing some analyzation of the video. We're going to get some close-ups. What are we looking at? Is this simply going to be dismissed as some kind of blimp?
You notice how the frauds always tell you what it really is, and then they try and lead you away from it. Now, straight away, we can see it's a GoodYear blimp, can't we? We can see the cabin here, we can see the nose cone. We're getting a reflection of part of the tower here, but you can see it goes around. It's definitely a blimp shape, and you can see here it's sort of the same patterns as a GoodYear. So let's just grab this and run it through the editor. This will be getting close to the end of the live show anyway, but could it be a blimp? Yes, they know it's a blimp, and it's probably at the air show that Trump, where they had the fighter jets flying around it, and the B-2 that flew next to it, or whatever. Let's save the sucker. Was there anything else I was meant to do here? No. Okay, we'll just get that. You notice that purposely black and white, right? Because the color would give it away. I reckon whoever put this up here probably took away the color. Let's just move it on a bit. And you can see these are more grey now. And we've got another angle here. And it looks like the GoodYear blimp colour scheme, but anyway, we'll come back to that. Okay, let's put it into the editor, see if we can do something with it. Why is it right click not working? My mouse is always playing up. Okay, paint. And what's that scaled up? Proportional. We didn't do the proportional. I didn't think that was right. Okay, let's try again. Resize, maintain. Maybe it was ticked. Maybe it's just my bad eyes. Try that again. Anyway, oh no, looks like it was ticked. Yeah, so Let's try the color curves on it to start with. Brightness. You can certainly see it's got a cabin there. Okay, cabin. It's got some sort of pattern that goes up the top here, and a pattern goes down the bottom here. Okay, let's run it through the other color swap. See if anything pops out that we can't see on the other one. Sometimes you can pick up brighten. Now, GUFON said it looked like the Baltic Sea anomaly because he was seeing the black and white lines as like steps rather than a color pattern on a blimp. Oh, there you go. Like we can start to see the cabin. I wonder if we can get it any brighter without losing what we got. Looks like I stuffed it up a wee bit. Kind of looks like a tail fin coming out this way. Cabin. Okay, let's just get a picture of GoodYear blimp. And overlay it. But these guys don't do analysis, do they? So they just leave it up to me to do it, and then they complain I steal their stuff. I'm stealing their content, guys. Okay, we need to put blimp in. Here we go. So they do have different patterns on their blimps over the years. That one there is different. Which is the more current one for this one. Looks very similar to this one here, doesn't it? But we can't quite see the cabin on that one. Cabin's at the front here, I think. You can see here the cabin's more back further. The pattern's different. So it depends which one blimp we're looking at. Here's one that's very similar. You can see the white fin there. Okay, let's grab that one and do a comparison. Save image, although it's sort of on the wrong angle, I think. The other one was more straight on. But we might be able to unbend it a wee bit. Let's see. What's a countryman? If there wasn't a cabin, it would be much more difficult to decipher, but there's clearly a cabin. Yeah, that's a blimp. The cabin is way far up front, just like the GoodYear blimp. Yeah, but they do also have one in the middle there, which is what I was trying to point out. But yeah, it depends on which year, which model. Yeah, let's just drop it on there. Add layer. Okay. Okay, I wanted to keep proportion for now. So, cabin's in the right place. The color scheme, definitely it's got a white bar going across the top here, white going down here, but here it sort of should have been more dark, I would have thought. But then again, that's just cameras for you. And that we're seeing the bright white tail here in this picture. It definitely looks like a white tail there, doesn't it? Probably not the best picture. Maybe there's something better. Let's just have a look. That one there. Going the wrong way though. There's one where someone's taken away the background. The pattern's slightly different on that one too, isn't it? Definitely white top and bottom. And you can see this one's got a different pattern again. Sort of goes downwards. And we got some motion blur too, I think. It's sort of stretched it, so that probably makes it why it looks a wee bit longer. So we stretch this one out without the thing. Starting to look more like it. But then the angle's not quite right. So it looks like needs to go towards this. But yeah, I think we don't need to spend much time on this. Let's see, what can we do? Going that way. See, it's got the nose bit going down that way. I bet if we sort of change the colour of it too. And get it the right size. Oh, that sort of stuffed it up a bit. Something happened there. Yeah, okay. I think it's going to come more this way, isn't it? It's really frustrating trying to get it right. Colors, let's see. Balance plus. Well, that's not really helping. Mid-tones. Shadow. Okay. I don't think this is the right tool. Okay, let's try something else. Color mixer, probably. Color balance. Color matrix, maybe. Curve. Saturation. Could be that one. Levels. Okay. That looks a bit complicated. So many options here. What's that do? Okay. Makes it darker. Really dark. I don't know how you use that tool. Let's be left for another day. What else we got here? Color matrix. Okay, maybe that one. Let's get more like it. Black and white. Probably need to blur it a bit. Definitely need to blur it. Bit of funny end here on this one though. What's going on there? We're seeing the tail fin on another angle. Right, okay, and propeller on the end. Okay, that makes sense. So you can then blur it as well. Blur, blur, blur. what we're going to use though. Pixelate. Try that one. Color's not quite right, but you can see where we're heading. It's getting closer to it. It's in the background. Cabin's less obvious. Obviously the writing would have to be dimmer. And the angle is not quite right. Let's look at moved a wee bit then. It's heading towards us rather than... we got it the wrong way, I think. Let's see, rotate. Of course, it's trying to make a 2D image from a... try to make it 3D, sort of, the x-axis. I think it's coming this way a wee bit. Yeah, it looks terrible though. Let's see. Fin had to line up there. We've got to then rotate it. Now look, start to look more like it now. And make it transparent maybe. L1 over top of the L1. Getting closer. There we go. Looks like 100% match. Okay, let's do the toggles between the layers and just see. Our airship, their airship, in between. Maybe it needs to be a bit wider. Still. Where's the handles gone? That's moving it, I think. I want to make it bigger. Zoom out. Grab. It's not going quite to plan. Okay, let's see what that one looks like. Okay. There's ours. And you can see here the writing would be in that part there. It's a damn blimp. Come on. I think I've proven it there. With the limited skills set I have with the editor here. We could save it, I guess, before I close it. Ours merged with theirs. Okay. I'll catch up in the side chat in a minute. Blimp, 100%. A blimp with some motion blur, out of focusness, and the right angle, and bingo. Normally I'd create a animated GIF with links between both. Always looks better, you see. But yeah, maybe a better image out there.
It only lasted for a few seconds. It's a montage of videos. We're going to supply the original link so you can take a look at it yourself, but we're thankful enough to get this submission from a person who had an eagle eye right here at Third Phase of Moon. His name is...
Look, you can see GoodYear blimp, the GoodYear right in there, right on that particular angle there. You can see the cabin. You can see the GoodYear right in is yellow and it's blurred out there, right? There's so much the blimp.
Is Robbie Higginson, and he said that he found a UFO above the U.S. Air Force F-15 Eagle, and it's a collaboration between the U.S. Air Force and Norway, and he says it happened at the 39-second mark. It's a 10-minute video, and we're going to be supplying again the original link. I want to get your thoughts. What the heck is this? Is this some kind of new Space Force program?
This is what I'm talking about. Now that's interesting to me. Obviously, this video was shot by another jet, I guess, that was in formation here.
Okay, he's a balloon expert, right? So that should include blimps, I think. 17 years, this guy.
Just by accident, captured this object in the vicinity. Doesn't it look like the Baltic Sea anomaly? It looks like it's flying around. How big is
Moron.
this thing? I would have to say it's about 50
You can even
feet.
see GoodYear right
I mean,
on
it doesn't
there.
look much smaller than the jet. Is it a jet that we're just not able to fit? No, it doesn't look like the jet's here. And it looks
these
like they're
guys
passing
are just
it,
a
so
joke.
it's not part of the formation. But Jiminy Crickets, I mean,
Jiminy Cricket, guys. He's going to say it's a UFO.
that is something else right there. Could that be the gondola of a balloon overhead? And no, we would see. I mean, I'm just trying to think, what is this platform-looking thing, this disc-shaped object
Hoskin's Razor.
that is
Hoskin
in the
Razor.
vicinity of these fighters, these F-15s? Look at it.
Look at the scary music.
I don't know. To me, that looks like a legitimate UFO.
A legitimate UFO from the Dream Team, who are not experts by any means. You know, you can't help. They are entertainment because you have to laugh at them. Maybe that's why people like to go and watch. Maybe they just want to be on the floor laughing at the idiots. That's all I can think of. So is that the last one? GoodYear blimp. Pretty good stuff. So yeah, we're pretty much finished there, haven't we? But what I was going to look at, see if I could find that particular event that happened. I think it was in New York, wasn't it? Trump blimp B-52 or B-2, I think it was, and the jets as well. Yeah. Here you go, let's overcast that day, and that will sit there. What was that one called? Army Forces. Where's the blimp? I don't want the baby blimp, that's just ridiculous. Here we go. So they got the fighter jets for the B-2. Have we got any other pictures? B2, maybe just get rid of Trump, because all these stupid sites that want to belittle Trump all the time. There we go. There's the GoodYear blimp, and there's the B-52. I mean the B-2. And that looks like the same pattern that we saw in the video. Cabin up front. They've got the same sort of nose cone as the other one had, I think. With the painting on the side. We've got one going the other way here. That's what we're looking at, isn't it? That's definitely what we're looking at. Was that event that day? Is there any fighter jets passing by there? Well, that's all we got, I suppose. So what year was that? Does it say here? Jan 6, 2020. So that guy's taken this footage taken from the jets, I'd say. Let's see. F-14s, was it? 14. Let's see if we can find the footage they stole. And then colorized it. Or decolorized it a bit to make it less obvious. There's F-14. Maybe it's not F-14. Jets, blimp jets. Parade. I don't know. What's the keywords that we need for it? Here's one. I'm pretty sure it was that particular event. People probably watched on TV. Here we go. It was on that particular day when they had flying these around. July the 4th. Oh, that's what it was. July the 4th, wasn't it? Trump special thing. Didn't they say Jan the 6th though on the other one? Which doesn't make any sense. Anyway, it'll be out there. It'll be that footage that they've mucked around with. And send it onto Third Face for a laugh and see if they can talk shit about it, I suppose. But anyway. Hey, Area 51, you're late to the party. Anyway, I think we've got it. That's the 4th of July event thing that happened in 2020 and someone's just got hold of it. So just close that one down. Why is it not closing? I don't know.
And that's why.
Oh, that's that grey nonsense. Why is that not right clicking? My mouse is dying, I think. But it's only one that works with the magnifier thing. And of course you have to buy lots of mice to find one that's going to work for you. Yeah, so we debunked that one. But if you want to go and comment on it on Twitter, there you go. Blimp, 100% blimp. Happy birthday, is it? Happy Saturday or Sunday? No, he's in America, so it'd be Saturday. Right click work that time. So I had a look into this Doc Skinner. I wanted to know whether he was a PhD, why was he using the name Doc in front of his name? Because normally, unless you got PhD, normally if you're a professor, you'd have Prof Skinner. As far as I know, he's not related to us, but you never know. Dad's family was quite big and they went all over the world, so you never know. It might be related to this clown who has put out a bio here. So I just wanted to find out more about him, because these guys are meant to be the talking heads of ufology dream team, right? And the only thing I could find is that he's producing this movie here called The Fly, which is about skydivers. And he just lists his education as not much at all. 93 to 94. What's that? 1 year or 2 years at a university on film. Doesn't say whether it's a degree or not. Whether it's just a paper. A 2-year paper, 1 year paper. High school was before that. In Marine military discipline. 2 years there, by the looks of it. So, why did he go to military school? Normally bad kids get sent there, don't they? For discipline, you know, to get their act together. So I don't know about that one. But there's definitely no doctor mentioned in the qualifications there. And if he goes further down, he's 6.1 foot tall, which is damn hot tall. Hazel eyes, Scorpio. His nickname is Doc, so why would he use a nickname Doc? So that's the question. And he's listed his date of birth here. What's that? Dover, Delaware. So whereabouts is that in America? Is that on the coast of New York? Is it? Is that the right location? America's complex. It's got lots of. There's a big place, a big continent. So where is this one? Dover. There we go. It looks like old-fashioned British type architecture there. Oh yeah, it's on a coastline here somewhere. Okay, where's that going to? Delaware. Did I see mentioned? Baltimore, New York. Oh, yeah, I wasn't too far wrong. So I am sort of learning America. Virginia, between Virginia, Washington, Philadelphia. Isn't that where Countryman is? Aren't you over that way? Whereabouts were you? You're down here somewhere, weren't you? Maine, Boston, Rhode Island. Yeah, so lots of places. New Jersey, Delaware, Richmond, Baltimore. Okay, West Virginia. It's certainly in the prime spot for UFO sightings, though, isn't it? The Mothman and all that sort of stuff. And you're right near the sea there. Yeah, okay. So that's where he's from. That region there. Okay, so what else we got? Resume, attachments. You can download it. I don't think we'll bother. We'll just look at the summary. And it's also got date of birth there. I reckon date of birth is actually a wee bit dangerous to put up. So yeah, what did I find out? I was asking the web what doc stood for, if it wasn't PhD. There's a name doc short for. Well, it's a nickname. Obviously, it's someone in an MD or similar. So I don't think he's a medical doctor, because there was nothing medical written on his CV there. But I saw a Doc Trucklin. No, Doc's Trucklin sign today. Weird. I respectfully doubt that this doc is a MED. I mean an MD. Or a PhD, exactly. Okay, scroll down. Doc in the late 1940s, slang equivalent to smart guy. Somehow I don't think he's a smart guy, because he never gets any of his debunks right on the Dream Team, right? What's up, Doc? Bugs Bunny. And that sort of triggered me, thinking that I saw this clip here. Doc dressed up in a rabbit, and maybe that's part of his nickname. Just open it up here, if it will let me.
Third phase of moon is here. Fantastic. Welcome, guys.
There he is. He's dressed up as in a pink
I guess
bunny.
we're not here.
We're gonna.
Okay, GUFON's complaining that Doc's totally ignoring him on the side. So that could that be why he calls himself Doc? What's up, Doc? Bugs Bunny. How embarrassing to dress up as a big rabbit. But anyway, these guys seem to love it. But also, he lists himself on that website as a writer, producer, director, but he also lists himself as an actor. And it's funny how most of the Dream Team fancy themselves as producers and actors and all that sort of stuff, and same as Tyler. What's it say here? My name is Doc Skinner, which is, we know, is not his real name. Entertainment industry. Every time I read entertainment industry, I think of porn. For 37 years. So maybe he's like a pink rabbit in a porn movie or something. I produced it, the first ever major motion picture with a storyline. Characters involving around high school indoor skydiving team. Sounds riveting. Not. Flyers in this film are A-class champions. Okay, so not this one. Doesn't mention actor, but if you have a look at the other links, I'll post a link anyway. So you always got to do background checks on all these people in ufology because they make a right mess of things. Doc Skinner. So we know he's not PhD. He might have done some film production courses, the same as GUFON. That's about it, you know. Sort of thing you could do from home, probably. Online course. And he's got a link here to movie database at the bottom of that. And there he is without any hair. Kind of looks a bit strange without hair. Here you go. As a producer and actor, he says on there. There you go. Known for The Fly. Not The Fly movies. They were pretty good. So he wouldn't be doing The Fly, the fifth movie or whatever. And 1028 Live with Doc Skinner and The Stronger. Yeah, so what's the ratings on these? Filming, so it's not even finished. So what it's saying there? Ex-wife of a army colonel. There you go. It seems to be into the army stuff. Serviceman member sexually assaulted. Budget of $15,000. How come there's no ratings though? Short drama. So obviously it wasn't. And what's this one here? The Fly. What have we got on that one? In development. So it's not finished. It's crowdfunded. And so that's a no-go. So what's left? 1028 live. which is a talk show where he just sits in front of the camera talking, which we know he's doing because he's dressed up in a rabbit suit here. And look, it's funny, listen to Rich go on about him. I wonder if he knew that he said this about him, actually.
I'm going to hit the ground running in January. Of course, I got my projects with Third Phase of Moon and Third Phase, as well as UFO Report on Amazon, because they're just everywhere. And they let me come along.
He's not that much on a delay. He can't say hello.
That's bad, dude.
He's not this far in a delay.
Brought this stuff. And I'm panting. Pathetic. All right. So anybody that donates at least, it's $10. $10 or more.
Smoking weed.
That's the first tier.
There you go.
$10 or more, up to
Weed
20,000 or 25,000. And there's only like who's either 2 or 4 of those that were available for those tiers, because those people, they get a whole bunch of cool stuff. So if you want to be one of the 4 cool people,
what's up, guys? Hey, Troy. Hey, Eric.
Oh man!
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. I love you guys. I really do. I don't say that.
For the 2022 Win Games.
Let's see. He's looking at it. He sees.
Guest of some of the cast members, as well as all of these amazing flyers from around the world. So, and you get to go to the VIP award ceremony party. And the ceremony and the party.
I said, what the F? Can't say hi?
That tier. Like I said, there's only, I think, 4 of those. And then it goes down a couple $100.
GUFON doesn't like being ignored in the side chat. That's hilarious.
Or $1,000, then a couple $100. And this is because it's a movie, you know? And this isn't to, every single dollar. I'm donating all my money to this. I have been. And Jessica Stevens from GSD Studio has helped. She's an executive producer as well. Or associate producer.
So basically...
No, she's an executive.
Doc Skinner there is begging for donations, right? Like big money, 50,000, 20,000, thousands of dollars. Yeah, you'll get a nice customer care package, you know. If you donate $50,000, what would you get back as a nice little gift? Yeah. I suppose you'd have to find companies that want to give away that kind of big money as a tax write-off and advertising or whatever.
The producer. I think that there's just so many different producer titles.
I said, don't worry, got a show to run now. I knew he didn't like me anyway.
I'm waiting to hear back from another couple.
They don't. No one likes you, GUFON. They all pretend to like you. No one likes GUFON. Everybody that hangs around them just pretends.
So be it. That is the last time I try to reach out to Doc Skinner. That's the last time I try. I can only be a nice guy for so long.
So I don't know if Doc Skinner actually saw that clip, but he probably watched my stuff. And then now he'll be aware of it. So yes. Basically, he's not much of a... He's someone trying to be... He's nobody trying to be somebody.
Area 51 ambulance donated $10.
Hey, Area 51. You got the Aussie accents there. Reading it out to you. $10, thanks very much. I wasn't actually after donations, I was just talking about donations here. But as I said, we want to try and get some of that money. The money's pulling up in my accounts, right? They won't release it until it's like 150 US on one of them, 130 New Zealand is Google, and the money's just sort of like in limbo there, and I can't get it taken out of the accounts until I reach those limits and spend it on the channel. Like I said, I want to upgrade Discord, which is $100 a year. So basically you're the only one that's donating, Area 51, but we've still got a fair bit to go on. It's going to take 10 months, I think it is 10 months, 10 months or more to get a payment from Substar, just from you donating there. So we need more people to donate there to be able to get the money to be released. $150 there. So then we could spend it on the channel, you know, on the membership. I can't really afford to take it out of my money, my own personal money all the time, because at the moment I'm running into debt. But yeah, people want to support me and keep me doing this sort of stuff, real critically reviewing everybody and everything in the UFO fault field. The main thing is to keep getting the subs up, I guess, eventually, and get more people on live show. He definitely looks better now, I think, than without all the hair loss. But close that down there. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but all frauds are nice guys. So they suck up to people and people throw money at them. Me, I speak my mind and I upset people. But that's the Kiwi way. We're just too honest. If we call a spade, right? If we think you're being nice just to suck up people, just to get donations, then we'll say so. What's this guy saying? In case of a trucking company, I would summarize that Doc in question is or was at the same time a user on Merchant of Methadone. Hey, I never even heard of that. Other truckies use speed, and they either ironically call him Doc because he prescribes drugs, or the methamphetamine, made him hyperdidactic, causing him to act very smart. Never even heard of that before. Like someone with a doctorate. I don't know. GUFON smokes a lot of weed and he certainly acts like a drip on camera sometimes. Well, quite a lot of times. Where he says, I don't know, or he forgets what he's doing. And there's no name in English. However, there is no name in English which Doc is a nickname for. It has something to do with doctors, dentists, or intelligence in general. So yeah, I don't think he wants to be called Doc because he's a drug user, but who knows. Doc is the name you get at a certain education level. Yeah, I don't think it's anything to do with that. Oh, here we go. Military troops, I missed that one. So we knew he was in military school, right? So could he have been like a medic in the role there? And maybe he was assigned to be the medic for a couple of years, and sort of the name Doc stuck. That makes more sense, doesn't it? Infantry and Marines. There you go. He was in Marines. Frequently refer to their medic corpsman as Doc, even though their medical training is usually equivalent to an EMT. So I think maybe that's why he's called himself Doc. And of course, it's up to GUFON to go and interview the guy and ask him that question. No doubt if he's watching my show, he'll probably do that. Say, oh, Paul's lying about you. And we're just trying to figure out why he'd be calling himself Doc. So I think maybe we've got the answer there, looking at his history. And this last mention, just to wrap up. Oh, jeez, we're going up to 3 hours. Another 3 hour stream. No one's going to be watching this long. But anyway, who cares? I will put chapters on it so you can bounce around it. Probably be working into the middle of the night again. What's the last one there? Oh, yeah. Alright, that was talking about this show here. But yeah, I just want to put a mention out there for Expedition Bigfoot again. It's getting quite exciting. I'll just episode 8, they've gone to a different location in the series. I think they wanted to get away from the city there because everybody knew they were in the city. I think they wanted to look at a new location. They got a tip off from a ex-military guy saying that the FBI and the government know all about Bigfoots, and the troops they train in the area were told to beware of the Bigfoots on the training missions, and apparently not to take action against them. And apparently something went really wrong and they got attacked by a Bigfoot out in this certain location I'm looking at now. I won't spoil it too much, but this is a thermal image from episode 8, which doesn't look much at all, but looks like it could be a Bigfoot sort of leaning down to the water, and the heat reflection off the water here. I think that's what we're looking at. Maybe they explain it on episode 9. Looks like it may be bending down to try and steal salmon that's in the water. So I can sort of see a shape of a head. They say Bigfoot don't have necks, right? So looks like the arm bending down here, the chest, another arm down here, and looks like they might be in the water actually, fishing, stroking fish under the belly maybe. So we're seeing what next episode what happens there. But there was some interesting stuff they said. You know how we talked about them being like interdimensional, or maybe aliens, the Bigfoot. Well, some guy said it looked like a huge creature. And he said his head was the size of his body, and it looked like a ghillie suit he had on. It was like fur with matted twigs added to it, and this is a ghillie suit here, which hunters can use to blend in there. He said it was the Bigfoot looked like this. It didn't actually look like its normal fur, but it had all twigs and things blended into it, and it bent down and it vanished in front of his eyes. As one of the stories. And another guy said also something similar about the twigs matted into the hair, so they blend in. Maybe that's what they do, Bigfoot. Maybe they push twigs and all sorts into their hair to give them really good camouflage for hunting. But why would they disappear in front of their eyes, like that? You know, like an alien vanishing through a portal, bang, gone. Teleport gone. So yeah, we're hearing more and more of those type of stories where it's more paranormal orbs things. So this series has been getting evidence on that. More stories, seeing more orbs. So go and check out the series if you've not been following along. It's a really good series to watch. You might find it on some stream sites, Travel Channel is it? You may have to pay to watch it from iTunes and Amazon. But yeah. So Expedition Bigfoot is not like your normal ghost hunting show. It's a wee bit better than it's like 1,000 times better than Finding Bigfoot was. Bigfoot. So yeah, I'm excited to see where the episode takes them. Maybe they'll get some more credible footage. But they've certainly been seeing footprints, very large footprints. Although you can see it squashed down, but not actually see the toes and stuff. But yeah, go and check it out anyway. But I'm going to wrap it up there now, guys. We didn't get onto the MUFON stuff again, but next time, hopefully. Hopefully you enjoyed what we did today. Again, None of it's scripted, none of it's prepared, and it's live research / analysis. And of course it takes time. And we'll just play the ending here and say goodnight now. Thanks Area 51 for your donation and showing up. And Countryman. How about that? That was a bit of a shock seeing Countryman. And now I've got lots of extra stuff to do after uploading it everywhere. Creating chapters. Making a thumbnail. My job is not done yet. It's running a bit slow. I ain't had anything to eat yet. It's coming up to dinner time and I've not had anything to eat. It's not good for if you're diabetic, I guess, but anyway, I haven't been feeling too well today. And still got lots to do.